everybody. I lost 2 nails on this hand, so this will be the one I am holding the mic with tonight. Thank you, thank you. Honestly, I was a little confused when I first got here. There were so many straight people, I thought it might be the gay 90s. But I was very relieved to see the Saloon logo. It's October 18th. You all know what that means. We are officially elbow deep into the ass of spooky season. Yes! Where are my Halloween gays? Yeah, it shows. I can tell. No, honestly though, gay people love horror, and I have a sneaking suspicion that I know why. Because for once, we get to watch the breeders get hunted down and slaughtered. Hollywood has been killing off their gays for years. The only reason Neil Patrick Harris was able to survive that long in How I Met Your Mother was because he played a straight guy. You know the moment the director caught him limp-wristing in the corner, he grabbed the nearest PA and he said, "Hey, that fairy's getting hit by a bus next season." Call me a heterophobe, but I just think it's a nice change of pace to watch the straights get strung up and gutted for once. Guys, Leatherface wasn't a murderer. He was an ally. And I know most of you faggots agree too, because I've seen your fucking alt Twitters and I've seen the Freddie and Jason porn, and yeah, it was kinda hot. So, speaking of horror, I had my own real-life horror experience recently. And like with all real-life horror experiences, it started because of a bisexual I met on Tinder. Okay, quick show of hands, who here uses Tinder? Okay, you're fucking lying to me. Raise your fucking hands. Who uses Tinder? Okay, never mind, I wasn't gonna do that. How many successful relationships from Tinder of those hands still raised? All right, slay. So, like most of Tinder's user base, I tend to go on Tinder hoping for a quick dicking and then just going off about the rest of my day. Well, this particular day, I was having a quirky little mental breakdown over the fact that one of my long-term friends with benefits had gotten into a healthy relationship. And I decided to do what any twink in my situation would do. Put myself in a dangerous situation with a man from the internet. So, this man, his name, we'll call him Tyler, and Tyler had the build and personality of a brick. He was the perfect Tinder date. Or so I thought. You see, at one point, he had mentioned, "Do you believe in spirits?" And me being the unassuming gay I was like, "Oh, a spiritual gay, whatever." So I was like, in my haze of wanting to get pile drived by 8 inches of hard security guard cock, I was like, "Yeah, sure, I believe in spirits." I didn't give much thought to it, and I sent him my address so he could come over, and that's when the first red flag started. You see, he arrived only 5 minutes after I sent my address. And I'm not gonna lie, it was slightly better than getting flaked on by another grinder gay. Still fucking weird though. So we meet up, everything's going normally at first, and we go to my backyard, and being a little girly girl I am, I spark up the bowl, and I take a little hit. Little did I know that devil's lettuce was about to take a whole new fucking meaning for me. So the first word out of his mouth after I take a hit is, "So you believe in spirits, right?" Oh god, we're back to this. So my ass spouts out some bullshit about energy and staying on this planet. Because it's just how things work. You can't lose mass and you can't create. I just wanted his penis in my mouth though. He then proceeds to ask me if I knew what spirit attachment was. Huh? He then tells me how he's been being haunted by a demon for the last several months. He was very grateful that he could talk to me about it because his parents thought he would be crazy. I'm so glad I could be there for him. However, at one point in the first part of this nonsensical spiel, the 3 sober brain cells left in my mind had, in the wise words of Nicki Minaj, pounded the alarm. So, I won't lie though, I was kind of feeling a little bit, and he mention that it was a lust demon. And I was like,
Yes.
lust demon. And then I really became unhorny because I remembered every word coming out of his mouth was fucking insane. So next he asked me if I knew about Leviathan, to which I said, you mean the late game Theodore summon in Final Fantasy III? He unfortunately meant the biblical sea serpent. So you see, he actually also had proof for all of these demonic findings. And as he pulled, I turned the microphone off. Hello? So as he pulled his phone out to show me proof, I also pulled my phone out. And I texted every single person within a 20-mile radius of me to converge on my position. Now, if I were to tell you that I were haunted and pull out my phone to show you proof, what would you expect to see? Maybe like a video of like a weirdly placed shadow, my face poorly photoshopped on a girl who's staring across on all fours from Paranormal Activity, my skin completely bleached while my head does a 360 and I projectile vomit on two gay priests who are trying to exorcise me. Yeah, no, he pulled out his phone and showed me messages from a psychic on Etsy. Etsy! Undeniable proof, people. So, that wasn't it though. He also had paid another psychic to channel Leviathan. He then chose to show me an email with a PDF, and in that moment, I became Leah Michelle. Because I was fucking illiterate. The few words I could pick out from the PDF were, my child, embrace the darkness and the chaos, and the words on, that was it, never mind, I don't remember the rest. It was fucking insane. It was crazy. And when I was reading this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get killed tonight. This is it. So, I handed him his phone back, and I finally got confirmation from one of my dear friends in the crowd, Melancholy Sometimes, hello, thank you for saving me from my potential murder, love you, that they could be there in about 15 minutes. So, I had about 15 minutes to stall, but he moved on to his next spiel that angels and devils were real. Of course, naturally. I mean, obviously this is a natural segue. But then he asks me if I knew who Cameron Boyce was. You mean the child star from the hit Disney show Jessie, as well as 3 following Descendants movies who sadly passed away in his sleep from an epileptic seizure in late 2019? No, I've never heard of him. Psych, I said yeah. Because at this point, it had begun to dawn on me that if I were to say anything or laugh at anything, I was potentially putting my life at risk. But I knew when he brought up Cameron Boyce, I needed to cut that off immediately. So I decided to say, do you want to see every look I did this summer? And then went into painstaking detail about every single tube of stretch fabric that I put over my twinky little body as I was performing at the saloon this summer. Eventually though, me and Melancholy had devised a plan that Melancholy would call me and tell me that their boyfriend had just broken up with them. And the thing is, neither of us are really actors, so it was kind of like, it was like a fun little improv challenge on Drag Race. Racers, this week in Partners, you are challenged to improv your way out of life or death situations. By the time Melancholy called, I was so high, the only thing I could muster out was, oh my god. Oh my god, are you okay? You need to come over. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So after a little bit of that, I finally said, I think my friend has to come over. She's in a really bad spot right now. And I finally got Tyler to leave. I was on the phone the entire time he was in the driveway. Finally, as he got in his car and drove far away, well, at least to the next town over. It didn't take him that long to reach my house. Thank God I blocked him. But I was just so grateful that I managed to survive. I basically just spent the rest of the night hysterically laughing and crying over the fact that I was likely minutes away from becoming a sacrificial lamb. So yeah, be all for me tonight, Saloon. Thank you so much.